Welcome to OhioGOPtv, coming to you this week from the heart of Licking County, where House Minority Leader John Boehner rallied the troops at the county party's annual Lincoln Day dinner.
Under the guise of a crisis in America, and we do have an economic crisis in America, they're going to install a socialist government before anyone ever notices. Now, I'm going to tell you what. I didn't go to Washington because I wanted to be a congressman. I went to Washington because I wanted to do something. Then I went there to make sure that we had a smaller, less costly, and less accountable, or more accountable government in Washington. I didn't sit there. I'm not going to sit there and preside over watching this socialist government happen under our eyes. But let me tell you what, we need your help, and we need it quickly. I'm a big believer in America, a big believer that our job is to leave our country in better shape with more opportunities for our kids and theirs. Most Americans don't believe that's the case today, but I do. I do because I'm really willing, Pat and I and my colleagues and all of you, we're willing to stand up and do what has to be done to ensure that our kids have that brighter future. And tonight I want to have one big question for all of you. Will you join the fight? Will you work with Pat and I to help bring America back to the country we want it to be, and the country that it needs to be for our kids and theirs?
Former White House Deputy Chief of Staff Karl Rove was the keynote speaker up in Cuyahoga County for their annual Lincoln Day dinner, and he talked about the legacy left behind by our 16th president.
You know, we ought to keep his example in mind as we face our current circumstances, because he said, as our case is new, so must we think and act anew. And our case is new. We're in the minority. We don't have the White House. We face a tough couple of years. And what do we need to do to come back? One thing is that we need to remember what America expects of us. They do not expect blind, unthinking, unreasoning, angry opposition to our new president. They expect us to be respectful. They expect us to be people who are thoughtful. They expect us to agree with the president. If we agree with him, to support him all we can. If we think he's right on Afghanistan, let's back him to the hilt. If his mind is open to persuasion, they expect us to make a reasonable case for our arguments. And if we oppose him because we think he's wrong, they expect us to do so thoughtfully and responsibly and respectfully.
You can see more of Rove's speech and John Boehner's on the Ohio Republican Party YouTube page. Visit youtube.com/GOP Ohio. We also had Southern Ohio covered this week. State Auditor Mary Taylor was the keynote speaker at the Lincoln Day dinner in Ross County.
Since I became auditor in January 2007, our special audit investigations have uncovered dozens of attempts to steal taxpayers' dollars. As a result, 32 people have been convicted, 31 others have criminal charges pending, and 44 cases are active, currently under investigation for fraud. I point to these accomplishments to demonstrate just what I mean when I say I am working hard to be the taxpayer's watchdog. And as the only Republican statewide executive office holder in Columbus, to be an example of the solid conservative values our party should and must stand for today.
Remember to visit leadingohio.com and ohiogop.org for more information. From Licking County, thanks for watching OhioGOPtv.